Coming up on this episode of Will Wild's Outdoor Adventures. On this episode, we're going to be taking just a day hike. It's been so cold that I haven't been able to get up to the bushcraft shelter, so we will continue that later this week. I figured with the downtime, this would be a great time to go over to the Pasayten Wilderness. This is where the next 5 to 6 day or longer hike is going to take place. It goes up to 7,800 feet, but before that, we're going to take some side stops and check out some of the scenic nature along the way. This video is sponsored by Legacy Premium Food Storage. Check out their link in the description below. We have lots of lakes around here, but the Similkameen River rules our area. Ask anyone what's at the heart of our valley, and it's the first thing they'll say, the river. The Similkameen River is the lifeblood of our valley. It is fed by the Tulameen and the Ashnola rivers, and it connects us to each other and our communities. The Similkameen River runs from the western headwaters of Manning Park to the village of Coston, directly above the US border. It is forever changing and yet unchanged since it has first carved our valley more than 200 million years ago. Closely following British Columbia, the river sustains our agricultural farmlands and fragile grasslands. It provides a 4-season playground for the residents and visitors alike. Cast your line on the Similkameen, Ashnola, or Tulameen rivers. You're likely to be in the thick of the action with back-to-back strikes of mountain whitefish, rainbows, and the elusive west slope cutthroat. With fast-running currents and deep watery pools, the only thing to distract you from landing the big one is the scenery from the river's shore. Without a doubt, the river offers an incredible window into the wildlife of the valley. Sit by the river for any length of time and you're bound to spy eagles, osprey, beaver, and the red-tailed hawk fishing and frolicking from our shores. The first fall of snow is not only an event, but is a magical event. You go to bed in one kind of world, and wake up to find yourself in another quite different. And if this is not enchantment, where is it to be found? J.B. Priestley. If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not sometimes taste adversity, prosperity would not be so welcome. Anne Bradstreet. After a while, I decided to stop and have a little break and have some snacks. Legacy Premium had sent me some freeze-dried apple chunks. At first, I had to email them and ask them why they sent them to me, but they said just open the bag and see what they're like, pop them in your mouth, and it was great for a trail snack. You could definitely add some other things to this, fruits, nuts, chocolate, whatever. If you wonder what it tastes like, it's very similar to Lucky Charms marshmallows. In fact, if you told me they were marshmallows, I would think that that is exactly what it was, without seeing it. It tasted just like marshmallows from Lucky Charms cereal. So really liked it, and I'm going to be making some different packages of trail mixes and stuff out of these. So thanks a lot, Legacy. I appreciate the sponsorship. After getting back on the road and doing a little driving, I finally reached my destination. Or at least I thought I reached my destination. I actually had taken a wrong turn, but it turned out for the best. After backtracking for a little bit, I decided to stop and say hi to this beautiful cow. The Pasayten Wilderness encompasses 531,000 acres, skirting more than 50 miles of Canada's border, and encompassing the crest of the Cascades. The wilderness encompasses almost 150 peaks, over 7,800 feet in elevation, 160 or more bodies of water, and at least as many waterways, some turbulent enough to have carved sharp canyons with sheer walls. Rugged ridges in the west flatten into more open plateaus towards the east, with deep drainages on both sides. Its diverse forest changes from fir, cedar, pine, and larch in the east. This region provides a habitat for deer, moose, mountain goats, bighorn sheep, the gray wolf, and is home to the largest population of lynx in the lower 48. Snow falls between October and May, and the hardest packed snow may block the high western side trails sometimes until early August. Eastern side trails are usually free from snow by early July. More than 600 miles of trails provide access to the wilderness, many of them deceptively gentle at the start and become progressively labor-intensive as they climb up multiple switchbacks into the higher elevations. The Pacific Crest Trail, PCT, crosses the area north-south for about 32 miles. The Boundary Trail begins in the southeast corner of the wilderness and meanders north to the west over 73 miles near the Canadian border to eventually join the Pacific Crest Trail. While hiking up the road, I spotted a bighorn ram. Not far from the ram sighting, I spotted a herd of white-tailed deers. These deer can be up to 6 to 7.5 feet and weigh from 110 to 300 pounds. White-tailed deer, the smallest members of the North American deer family, are found from southern Canada to South America. In the heat of summer, they typically inhabit fields and meadows, using clumps of broad-leaved and coniferous forests for shade. During the winter, they generally keep to forests, preferring coniferous stands that provide shelter from the harsh elements. Adult whitetails have a reddish-brown coat in the summer, which fade to a duller grayish-brown in the winter. Male deer, called bucks, are easily recognizable in the summer and fall by their prominent set of antlers, which are grown annually in the fall and off in the winter. Only the bucks grow antlers, which bear a number of tines, or sharp points. During the mating season, also called the rut, bucks fight over territory by using their antlers in sparring matches. Female deer, called does, give birth to one of 3 young at a time, usually in May or June and after a gestation period of 7 months. Young deer, called fawns, wear a reddish-brown coat with white spots that help them blend in with the forest. White-tailed deer are herbivores. Leisurely grazing on the most available plant food, their stomachs allow them to digest a varied diet, including leaves, twigs, fruit, and nuts, grass, corn, alfalfa, and even lichens and other fungi. Occasionally venturing out into the daylight hours, white-tailed deer are primarily nocturnal, browsing mainly at dawn and dusk. In the wild, the young are preyed upon by bobcats, mountain lions, and coyotes. They use speed and agility to outrun predators, sprinting up to 30 miles an hour and leaping as high as 10 feet and as far as 30 feet in a single bound. Although previously depleted by unrestricted hunting in the United States, strict game management measures have helped restore the white-tailed deer population.
But if you get up on top, keep your eyes open, because the wolves, when I was clearing the road this morning, there were fresh tracks in the road.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, there's a set of 3 that apparently ran the road last night.
Well, I just ran into one of the locals, which explains why this road is plowed. He actually lives halfway up, and he's the only person that lives up here. And this is the Pasayten that I'm walking into, Pasayten Wilderness. It's full of animals. It crosses the Pacific Northwest Trail. It goes into the Cascades. Very huge, huge wildlife area. If you've seen my 4 and 6 day trips, it is just as good looking up there as that place was. So right now what I've been doing is scoping this out so we can have an idea of coming here for the spring and summer for some backpacking. And I met the gentleman that actually was leaving his home that plows this road, and he said it's only plowed halfway, so after a ways I'd have to start post-holing if I wanted to go the whole way. Today we're not doing that. We're just seeing if we could physically come out here, get on it, what the conditions are like for the car to get out here. If I was, because I'll be end up getting dropped off when I come out here. And he actually said that this morning he found 3 different sets of wolf prints from a pack of wolves around here. And there are a ton of wolves over in this area. Well, not a ton. There's 2 confirmed packs, and wolves are definitely something that, just like any predator, you know, I'm a little apprehensive about all that stuff. But I have to remind myself, this guy lives out here, so I'm sure I can walk through here and backpack and all that stuff without having any problems. And if I have problems, I got trusty old hollow points here, 10 millimeter. So we're just kind of checking this out, scoping it out for the spring. This is going to be where we come for a big multi-day trip. We'll probably come back here a number of times, but this is where I'm planning my next huge, big multi-day adventure. So look forward to that, and we're gonna go up a little bit more, but we've got some snow coming in. It's actually even closer than it was when I just last filmed it, and we've only got a little bit of sun left. So we're probably just gonna continue up for about an hour, see what we can see, and call it a day. All right, it's starting to snow now. I can definitely see it coming down a lot more than it was. It's pulling in, so we're probably only going to hike for about another 30 minutes. Just wanted to get a feel for this, like I said. And just, wow, look at this. This is insane. I absolutely think winter has become my favorite time to go backpacking or hiking. There's less people, there's no bugs. Yeah, you have to put up with the cold, but you have to put up with the heat and sweating and bugs in the summer and people. And I don't have a problem with people, but it's just nice to be out here when nobody else is. It's nice not to be sweating through my clothes. It's nice to have this pristine quietness that fills the air. And look at this. Is that not amazing? That is amazing. The snow's coming down pretty good now. Oh yeah, it's definitely, excuse my disheveledness. I had this hat on. I really like this sweater hood thing. It's not called a sweater hood thing. I'll link it in the description below so you guys can see it. It's only $6 and it's just like a hood. And you can put it on. It's amazing to sleep with. You can even tighten it up around the sides so you look like a ninja. And what I like to do is when I get cold, I'll just put it down like this and it keeps all that heat in my jacket thing that I wear. I can't stop looking at this. It's so beautiful. This is like the perfect, pristine example of winter. I love it. I love it. Hope you guys are enjoying this too. We have a huge blizzard coming this way. I've got some cool stuff planned for taking advantage of that snow. We're gonna build a big, huge snow quinzee at the house to, because I can't go out right now. The temperatures, the lows are right around the teens, which my gear is not ready for the teens. And the lows, low lows are in single digits. And we've had some wind too that put us in as low as a -14 wind chill. So it's just been really cold. And next month it should be warming up, should be. Okay, we're gonna start heading back now. The snow is definitely kind of starting to come down a little bit, just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. And I don't want to drive home too much in this. We just have a little small car with studs, so it's not like it's some 4x4. Home isn't too far away, which is cool, but I've accomplished what I wanted to do. Check this out, did some good hiking. The other reason I'm shutting this down short is because we're filming in 4K now. I decided that if my videos are going to be an hour to an hour and a half, might as well just take the bite, do the 4K thing. If you haven't noticed, all my videos on my channel look clear as a bell now. A lot of people don't know there's a codec that gets applied to your video when you upload to YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, you might really find this helpful. There's two different codecs. There's AVC and VP9. And most people have AVC. I actually just talked to Joe Robinette the other day, and he messaged me back thanking me for the message that if he uploads a 4K video like I did, YouTube will prioritize those videos and give them the VP9 codec, which loads faster and looks better. There's less pixelation. And when I uploaded that 4K video the other day, with the intention of it setting off the VP9 codec, it certainly did, and it applied it to my whole channel. So super stoked about that, to get some extra clarity. But the problem is it's sucking down my battery life. I should have took 2 phones. Normally I record on 3 phones. Can you believe that? I record on 2 Note 4s, and I bring 2 of those because for whatever reason, neither one of them, when you reset the phone, will record to a memory card. I don't know what the problem is. Neither one of them will record to a memory card. So I've got 32 gigs on both of the Note 4s, and now I'm recording on my Note 8, which the battery life on that one is just not the best. And so I'm actually kind of cutting the video short because I just don't have the juice to keep going right now. Definitely learn when you do some winter hiking, a little hot pack, little heat pack, just one of them. You don't need 2. Just for when you're pulling your hands in and out of your coat, especially if you're doing a lot of filming that can get real cold real fast. Right now it's around 23 degrees. Actually, it might even be less. When I left the house, it was around 15, but that was in the morning. And got sent these from the patron, Rick Chisholm. Thank you, Rick, for sending these out. He sent me a whole bunch of these things and some other stuff as well that is going to make the channel a lot better. He's also a patron producer level, so want to thank him for that as well. Thank you so much, Rick. You're really making it so I can come out here and do these videos. If you enjoy these videos and you are interested in seeing more, bigger, grander things, maybe think about just checking out my Patreon. You can become a patron for as little as $2 a month, and it really does help me. When I got the Rick Chisholm producer, he was generous enough that it basically covered a lot of the meals. It made it so I could buy a sleeping bag that could go in lower temperatures. So really, when you become a patron, you are really making it so I can go out and do more of this and hopefully entertain you even more. I have humongous plans for this 2019. So, but if you can't, hey, I enjoy your comments. I enjoy your upvotes. I enjoy your downvotes. I enjoy you watching this channel, and I hope you like the new format. I hope you like where things are going. Those videos are taking a lot longer to edit. We're talking around about basically 10 hours per hour of footage to edit with the narrations, you know, the facts and stuff like that. And I really like it. I think it's an awesome formula, and that's how pretty much I'm going to be filming mostly everything going forward. So, man, this is just so cool around here right now. Anyways, just want to talk about Patreon for just a second and thank Rick for the patronage as well as sending out these hand warmers. They're really coming in handy for these little day trips and overnights. So, yeah.
Teach you all about the afterlife.